Okay, good morning, ma'am, and good morning, all my friends. Thanks for time given to me. Now we are to present about non-experimental quantitative research. Non-experimental research is neat because there are many independent variables that we cannot manipulate for one reason or the other, for ethical reasons, for practical reasons, and for literal reasons, such as it is impossible to manipulate some variables. Despite its limitation for studying cause and effect, or compared to strong experimental research, non-experimental research is very important in education. Step in non-experimental research. In experimental research, however, there are some new considerations to think about if you want to able to make any cause and effect claims at all. The first one, determine. For the determine the research problem and hypothesis to be tested, it is important to have or develop a theory to test in non-experimental research if you are interested in making any claims or cause and effect. The second one, select the variables to be used in the study. In non-experimental research, you will need to include some control variables in addition to your SIG and DV that measure key extraneous variables. This will help you to help rule out some alternative explanation. The third one, collect the data. Collection of data at more than one time point it is helpful in non-experimental research to establish the time ordering of your SIG and DV if you are interested in cause and effect. Next, analyze the data. Analysis the data. Statistical control techniques will be needed because of the problem of the alternative explanation in non-experimental research. The last one, interpret the research. Conclusion of cause and effect will be much weaker in non-experimental research as compared to strong experimental and quasi-experimental research because the research cannot manipulate the independent variable in non-experimental research. Next, independent variables in non-experimental research. This includes variables that cannot be manipulated, should not be manipulated, or will not manipulate. Here are some examples of category independent variables that cannot be manipulated: gender, parenting style, learning style, ethnic, retention and grade, personality type, drug use. Here are some examples of quantitative that cannot be manipulated: intelligence, age, GPA, any personality trait that is operational as a quantitative variables. It is generally recommended that research should not turn quantitative independent variables into categorical variables. Next, simple case of causal comparative and correlational research. There are four major points in the section. In the simple case of causal comparative research, you have one categorical, six, for example, general, and one quantitative, div, for example, performance on a math test. The research checked to see if the observed difference between the group is statistically significant, not just due to change using a test or an ANOVA. These are statistical tests discussed in the later chapter. They tell you if the difference between the means is statistically significant. They are discussed in chapter 16. Next, in the simple case of correlation research, you have quantitative uh, 6 levels of motivation and 1 quantitative defect or performance on math test. The research checks to see if the observed correlation is statistically significant, not due to change, using the test for the correlation sufficient, or it tells you if relationship is statistically significant, discussed in chapter 16. It is essential that you remember this point. Both of the simple cases of non-experimental research are seriously flawed if you are interested in conclude that an observed relationship is a causal relationship. Next, that's because observe a relationship between two variables is not sufficient grounds for conclude that the relationship is a causal relationship. You can improve of the simple case by control for extraneous variables and design longitudinal studies or discussed below. And once you move on this improved non-experimental designs, you should drop the correlation and causal comparative terminology and instead talk about design in terms of the research objective and the time dimension, or which is discussed below and summarized in table. The three necessary conditions for cause and effect relationship. Research must be establish three conditions if they are to conclude the change in variable A cause change in variable B. For the condition 1, variable A and variable B must be related or the relationship condition. Condition 2, proper time order must be established, the temporal attendance condition. Condition 3, the relationship between variable A and variable B must not be due to some confounding extraneous or third variable or the lack of alternative explanation. Before controlling for size of fire. Among Mori before controlling for size of fire, amount of the fire damage, positive relationship, number of fire trucks responding. B. After controlling for size of fire, uh, small fires, medium fires, and large fires. Relationship between amount of fire damage and number of trucks responding before and after controlling for size of fire. We control for size of fire by examining the original relationship and different level or size of fire is an extraneous variable you wish to control for gender, income, intelligence, and you are going to use it in the technical matching. Next, if you have two groups, you could attempt to find someone like each person in group 1 on the matching variables and place these individuals into group 2. In other words, you could in effect construct a control group. Next, you could do this by finding people for each of the cells of the following table. For the low motivation, um, low GPA, 15 people, and the medium motivation, 15 people, and high motivation, 15 people. The medium GPA, 15 people, for the low motivation, and medium motivation, 15 people, high motivation, 15 people. For the high GPA, low motivation, 15 people, medium motivation, 15 people, and high motivation, 15 people. The expression of cross-sectional, longitudinal, and retrospective research design. For the design type, cross-sectional 01, for example, that are collected at one point in time on the several variables such as gender, income, and education. For the longitudinal 01, 02, 0, and data are collected in the forward direction. Our time one more variable such as gender, discipline problems in middle schools, high school, GPA, and dropout status. For the retrospective, data are collected that respond present and the past status on variables such as dropout. For the descriptive non-experimental research, it's used to provide a picture of the status or characteristic of a situation or phenomenon. What kind of personnel do teachers tend to have based on the Myers-Briggs test? The second one, predictive. Predictive non-experimental research is used to predict the future status of one more dependent variables. Next, explanatory non-experimental research is used to explain how and why a phenomenon operates as it does. Interest is in cause and effect relationship. Causal modeling is used to study direct effects or effect of one variable on another. Here is a way to define a direct effect x to y. Also used to study indirect effects or effects of one variable on another through interviewing or mediator variable. Here is a way to devise an indirect effect on x on y x into I to y. A strength of causal modeling in non-experimental research is that they develop detailed theories to test. A weakness of causal modeling in non-experimental research is that causal modeling are tested with non-experimental data, which means there is not manipulation, and you will recall that experimental research is strong for studying cause and effect than non-experimental research. Also, causal models with longitudinal data are generally better than causal models with cross-sectional data. Okay, this is my presentation. That's all.